Okay, second video, you know this, right? With the sweaters, my tire usually gives it away that I'm batch recording. Right now I'm going decline. Probably have seen this trail before. But folks, just in hindsight here, 3 years or so coming in, now post-hernia surgery recovery. And I had that done in 2021. And it's been about 3 years or 3.5 years or so. It was bilateral, so both sides, and I have made a couple of videos about that. And I figured I would just revisit that again. And how am I doing? How am I holding up? I'm doing just fine. And post hernia surgery, you know, the surgery itself, as I talk about in the very early on when I started this channel, I talked about hernia. I made 2 videos. This would be, I think, my 3rd follow-up now. But yeah, there was a crazy time, you know. There's a lot of mystery behind the hernia surgery, and when you read about it, there's some really horrific stories about the mesh and how the repair takes place. And heck, even people are putting off the surgery forever and a day because they fear it. And I used to be one of those guys, you know. How I found out, so the way this works, folks, it's revisiting this story, is my father had hernia in his life, right? And so I think there's like a 27% chance, from what I understand, at least the stats were told, that if someone in your family, like your parent had it, there's a good percentage chance that hernia in particular, you may have it. And surely enough, I did. And I was also ego lifting as well, so that exposed what was already there. And through ego lifting is what I found out. And again, they are unrelated. I had an inguinal hernia, so there's different kinds, and the one I had was inguinal. So it's basically a piece of your intestines are sort of just like leaking into your testicle. Like, if bluntly said, that's what it is, inguinal hernia. And I just accidentally discovered a sensation and a feeling over there. And you have to feel yourself out, right? You have to do your checks. And I know it sounds a little funny to the younger guys, but you have to do your checks on your nuts, bro. And you gotta make a conscious effort, because you just don't know if you're missing out on lumps, right? They're tumors, they're things you can find. It's a very complicated system. Remember, a lot of our manhood resides there. I just had a brain freeze here. But a lot of our manhood resides there, right? So while I was in the shower, I felt a little uneasy feeling and a lump on my left side, and I ignored it. I was like, this can't, I don't know, but this is probably varicose veins and all that kind of stuff, which is also normal. But then this thing would pop out, like it would just bulge. Not even a bulge, it wasn't even on my belly, it was just like protruding in my testicles. And I was like, what the hell is this? You know, didn't really hurt. And this is how I knew something was wrong, is you could push it right back into your socket, right? There are holes there, right? So your balls drop when you're going through puberty, right? And you know how this goes, right? I'm old enough to just say it how it is. And so that same hole, those little gaps there, lead to your intestines, and there's like a covering between your gut and your testicles, right? And so there was a tear in my abdominal, essentially, where the gut was leaking into the testicle, so the sac. And I was able to push it back up. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You know, still not knowing what that was. A little bit of a panic attack, a little bit of anxiety. And so anxiety, yeah, me and anxiety. Went to the urologist, I believe that's what it is. Urologist, not neurologist. They did a CAT scan, all kinds of x-rays, right, to confirm it. The guy said it's a hernia vein. Like, what the hell is a hernia vein? Is it a hernia or not? It turns out it was a hernia. Then I also found out through that scan I had a smaller one on the right side. And then I had a heart-to-heart with one of the best doctors in Silicon Valley. I believe his name is Dr. Hirai, Hirai. And I do talk about him. I'll link that video to this one here, just so you guys can follow the trail. But real good heart-to-heart talk with this guy, and he's the best of the best. But he tells you as is on the risks. I also, and you'll be fine, folks, is what I'm saying. There's a good chance you're going to be okay, because there's a really positive story to all of this. Is that I even saw a sports medicine doctor, so I had 2 or 3 consultations, and they both spoke very highly of Dr. Hirai. So got it done. I did not wait. The thing is that when I get a forecast like that, and they encouraged for me to wait and not get the surgery, because a lot of people tend to do that. They just put it off. I can't. I'm not one of those guys that like to drag this out. I need to nip it in the bud, and I want to resolve it ASAP. And I know myself. If I have the time to sit around and think about it, I'm going to freeze the F out. Like, I'm going to psych myself out. I'm going incline, folks, so you probably can hear that and feel some of this. It's the same stairs that you've seen in my other videos, and that's exactly where I'm at. So I didn't waste time. Within 1 week, I got ready for surgery. It felt like death getting ready for it. Now that I look at it in hindsight, it's not so bad. I was able to take Xanax, just like a little half a pill on the day of the surgery. I got clearance for that. But I remember being so nervous, because when my father had his surgery for hernia, 30 something, 40, 50 years ago, back then technology was a lot different, right? Today, it's like minimally invasive procedure. Like, you have 3 cuts, 1 over your belly and then 2 to the side, and you can barely tell. So once you're out with anesthesia, you're out. You have to trust the doctor. Obviously, the first day you're discharged. It's an outpatient surgery. You're discharged, you get to go home, but you need to have someone there with you that can fetch you things, right? And that's the one mistake. I underestimated how much this would tax me in terms of my movement. I wasn't even able to hold the phone on my hand. Like, I could feel, if I held the phone, I would feel the sensation through my shoulder, body, and into my stomach. So you could feel, right? So you are really limited in terms of your movement for a good, at least the first 2-3 days. But here's the positive news, is that I still did 10,000 steps after the surgery. On my balcony, when I used to live in San Jose, California, I was walking that back and forth just so the blood circulation, where I had the repair, was meshing and merging and really healthy for you, right? There were no restrictions to gently walk. And so I cleared 10,000 steps on the first day, and I said to myself, damn, I am one crazy mofo. What you don't want to do, though, is strain. You don't want to strain. You don't want to lift. You want to follow this repair right to its finest healing moment, is what I will say. Because you don't want to re-injure a repair. That's not good. It's not good, because the mesh is holding it all together. I mean, it's a pretty good repair. Let me just say that, because I'm able to do 35, 45 pounds presses, dumbbells, and I'm able to do full on pull-ups. I can squat, nothing crazy, but whatever I feel comfortable with. So I do like quite a few reps with like 35, 40 dumbbells, 40-pound dumbbells, maybe 50. I could put a whole bar on my back with 45 plates. That kind of tells you, right, that you're still very capable. And what I found out is that bilateral hernia surgery is very common. A lot of athletes experience it and bounce right back. I've even heard bodybuilders coming back from this and beating it. There's really nothing to beat outside of beating your mind and how you associate, hernia and how you look at it. So it was truly an educational moment for me. And of course, I found myself back then, 2021. I rediscovered a new version of me then, and I still had more work to do mentally. But that really got the ball rolling for me and made me realize that your health is your greatest wealth. And we always think we have more time. I'm lying here getting hernia surgery done. I could be waking up to something that has no cure, right? And you still go through that surgery and all that stuff, right? And there's no guarantee that you come back from that fully, right? I came back from this fully. I'm doing pretty well today. I'm in the best shape of my life. If you're on this channel, you've seen everything that I'm doing. You've seen all the work I've done, right? So that's all I had to share with you in terms of my encounter with something that my father went through. And I just think we have better technology today to help. It was a robotic procedure, so it's the surgeon's eye, mind, and his coordination with that machine. Like, he knew what he was doing. So what I would urge you to do is do your research and really consider getting it done. If you're heading into 2025, get this done, out of the way. You will feel a lot better, a lot peace of mind, and it's not that bad. If you got any questions and want more consoling, want more empathy, and talk this through, feel free to reach out to me. Okay? Hopefully this was helpful in your journey and whatever you're going through. At least you can take pieces from this and map it over into yours. If there's anything you found in this video, just remember, I'm 49 years old. I'm holding up a gimbal the day after Thanksgiving, and I'm walking and talking. So if anything, let this influence you, and may the walk be with you. Next video, okay? Mamba out.